Ooh, that was close. Hello. When I first got my Tesla Model 3, I didn't realise it was going to arrive with an LFP battery. But it did, which was great. And if you don't mind sticking around for a few minutes, I'll tell you how much the battery has degraded in the time. And it's actually not what I quite expected. Hello friends, Merry Christmas, I'm Nigel. Welcome to everyone, and please subscribe and hit the bell for regular updates. That would be great, thank you so much. The big advantage with an LFP battery is that you are advised to charge to 100% at least once a week, and I do. But before that, I was watching this film, Leave the World Behind, starring Julia Roberts, and although I fell asleep and I did miss Kevin Bacon, I did see the part where dozens of white Teslas without drivers crash into one another on autopilot while the characters managed to escape the EV menace in a gas car. Whew, that was close. Then one of the characters referring to an oil tanker that goes aground on a beach saying, "The world needs oil, right?" I should show you a clip of the Netflix film, but I think it might be copyrighted, and I'm not recommending the film for Christmas viewing. The film did remind me of how this year, I think more than ever, the oil industry, the motor industry and the motor sales industry really started their assault on electric vehicles as the reality begins to affect their profits. Oil and car manufacturers and sales are all in the top 10 in the world industries, and they are determined to rubbish Tesla and EV manufacturers wherever possible. The year has been full of lies, misinformation, hysteria about EV. But Tesla does continue to outsell all its rivals, and even some legacy car makers are doing well. Some are doing terrible. Sadly, many dealers and car makers think making press statements that their customers don't want an electric vehicle are whistling in the dark, hoping they could return to the days before EVs, but it's not going to happen. I've been accused of many things in my life, and recently I've been accused of being a Tesla fanboy, which is not bad for a 70-year-old. It's very dumb to call someone who likes driving a Tesla a fanboy. I think the car is great, and I would definitely not go back to a gas car, but being called a fanboy is extremely amusing. If I was a fanboy, I certainly wouldn't say the new Tesla Cybertruck is much too big for UK roads, and Europe for that matter. I'm sure it's a great truck on farms, construction, a big improvement on gas, but not cities and taking the kids to school. I can still remember when I was in Alberta, Canada, 3 big trucks with one school teenager in each one, stationary in a parking lot, engines running, chucking out poisonous fumes. Elon Musk said in a recent interview that he's an environmentalist and making electric cars is part of the process. I think if he made smaller electric cars, he would be a bit more of an environmentalist. Sure, EVs are good for the planet, but they are better than gas cars, but walking and cycling is better for the planet, as well as wind, solar, wave and renewable energy. True, he does a lot of those things, especially the solar. The epitome of not being green is the Hummer EV, and because it's Christmas, I'll not say any more about it. I am looking forward to the Model 2 to start production, and would have bought one 2 years ago, but the Model 3 was the smallest car in the Tesla range. Yes, I'm delighted with it, and knew at the time it was going to be years before the Model 2 came out. For a long time, and even now they talk about the $25,000 car, but I think the reality in the UK, with our tax being much higher than the US, it's more likely to be £35,000. I think in the US the $25,000 will be with the US credit. It'd be interesting to see what it is in the UK. I think it'll be far nearer £35,000 than £25,000. Elon Musk said in a recent interview, the most revolutionary thing about the latest Tesla is the way it's manufactured, and the first ones will be made in the US, which surprised me as I thought it would be made in China or even Berlin. Please let me know your thoughts if I'm wrong. So when I first picked up my Tesla in September 2021, it had a range of 263 miles, and after 20,000 miles it's now 249 miles. That's a reduction of 14 miles and expressed as a percentage 5.3%. I did a video on the LFP battery 4 months ago and the degradation was then 4.1%, so it has increased a little. But I confess I've driven from Cornwall to the top of Scotland 3 times and have used a lot of superchargers, so I'm thinking that is the reason. It might only be a small glitch, so I'll check and keep you posted. The degradation will slow down and I'm still expecting the batteries to outlast the car body and me. I do regular checks as I think people thinking of buying a Tesla are concerned about degradation, amongst other things that the press decide is the EV problem of the week. The good thing about talking about LFP batteries, there's always plenty of comments, and that's great, so please keep them coming. Thank you very much for getting this far. Hope you can like and subscribe and leave comments below. Drive safely. Don't forget to take your reusable mug wherever you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. Drive safely. See you next time. Bye.